Also, stay tuned for the end of this video because there will be a fun announcement, and it will be very rewarding. So I just want you to stay tuned for that. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I am Milk and this is Milk Astrology, and today we're going to be doing another weekly, well, kind of weekly tarot video with all of the zodiac signs, but I like to do it by elements just because I feel like it's better. Although I do want to start doing modalities, but that's another spiel for another day. Anyways, so yeah, so I'll be doing tarot readings by earth signs, fire signs, air signs, water signs, and I'll also list each individual sign with it, so you know, if you don't know what element you are, I will be able to tell you. Yeah, so anyways, I know that I haven't been posting. I've kind of not posted in an entire month, but I just feel like with everything going on right now, I don't really feel like I wanted to be promoting myself. I don't feel like right now is the time to be like making lots of YouTube videos or lighthearted videos. Even though tarot readings are more intimate or more personal or more in depth, I just feel like putting my energy towards like telling people to sign petitions or raise awareness for Breonna Taylor or just anything like that right now was the focal point, and it still is the focal point. But I do feel like I want to start making YouTube videos again, just because I know that I kind of fell off the face of the earth, and I know that for a lot of people these are very helpful in terms of like self-care or self-help. So I didn't want to just like abandon this completely, but I did go silent for about a month just because I feel like I wanted to just put my energy into protesting online and just focusing more on raising money or awareness or signing petitions versus doing YouTube videos. I just feel like also it wasn't really like a good mentally sound time for me to just get on and act like everything's fine and make YouTube videos, because this isn't just like a YouTube video where I do my makeup every day or something. This is a YouTube video where I give people energy readings. It's still like technically energy work, even though it's more general and more vague and it's not as personal. I still feel like you have to be in the right headspace. You can't just like be in a bad mood or be in a weird headspace or be like going through something and then be able to just turn on the camera and like start doing these. These are more personal, I guess. So that's just why I needed to take that time and take that break. So yeah, you guys know the drill. I'm going to dive right into my weekly tarot videos. I always start with air signs, so I'm just gonna stay with that. Thank you guys for being understanding of the month that I took to pretty much just put all of my energy into petitioning and protesting and raising money and awareness versus this platform. Thank you guys for being understanding of that, and for those of you who did donate money to help for a lot of organizations, I just really appreciate you. Thank you guys for buying my Google document during that time.
And you do your thing.
So for air signs are your Gemini, your Aquarius, your Libra, and they are also ruled by the element of air. I have a reading for you. So I put Tiger's Eye on the cards I pulled for you, and I let it sit for a little bit just because it's about strength and courage, and sometimes about getting rid of negative energy, which is fitting because today we're going to be going into that. I have Six of Wands reversed, so I feel like there was a fall from grace in a sense, or there was like a sense of you needing to be knocked off of your pedestal. I feel like you had a specific way of going about things where you just felt like you knew you were in the right somehow, or you felt like your point was valid, but maybe it wasn't. I feel like you were so certain too that like what you were doing was okay or was in the right, and I feel like there was a sense of you being pushed back or being met with some kind of like disagreement, and you had to go back to the drawing board and start over. I also feel like this was a direct blow to your ego, because I feel like it's almost like people were trying to push their own agenda or kind of say something badly about you. I feel like there was a theme in the past week, or I guess month, where people were just saying something kind of weird about you, or there was like this weird vibe surrounding your reputation. And then I also have Three of Cups reversed, which is fitting because I feel like there are a lot of interferences right now with how you view yourself, with your energy. I feel like there's a lot of input right now about what you're doing. People are really putting a lot of attention on you. They're really putting a lot of emphasis and speculation on you. And I feel like because of that, they are kind of in this, like, I feel like you're walking on eggshells lately. Like, there's this sense of like everything is being scrutinized, everyone's watching you, and you're trying to catch your breath and you're trying to keep a level head, but I feel like this is something that's really just weighing you down. And I also have the moon upright. So this is interesting because I feel like, yes, you're having a lot of fear and anxieties, and I feel like you're kind of going through it because of all of this outside information going on and this like sense of a reputation being a little bit dismantled in a sense. But I feel like you're also really intuitive of what's going on as well, and I feel like there's a part of you that's kind of acting like you don't have a grip of things, or like you don't know what people's intentions are around you, but you actually do. I just think that you don't necessarily how do I say this? Air signs are very calculated. You guys want to take your time. You guys want to make sure that you have all the information before you react or before you allow other people or your opponent to know like what your next move is. So I do feel like this is kind of you being well aware of these friends that are maybe not your friends, or the situation that's maybe not the best for you, or these people around you that maybe don't want the best for you. I feel like you're getting more aware or more understanding of what's going on versus maybe how you felt a week or two ago. Maybe before you were very blindsided and now you're kind of like coming to a realization, but you're being tactful. And I feel like this can sound kind of hit or miss, but I feel like this is a good approach because I feel like you need to come to your own power and not feel like you are reliant on other people. I feel like you put a lot of eggs in one basket, and at first it really shocked you when you realized that like things didn't go your way or didn't work out for you because the people that you invested in maybe weren't that worth your time and energy. But I have Queen of Swords, and Queen of Swords is kind of like I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but bad bitch energy. Like, she's just very like, she knows what she wants. She's cut the rope, she's intelligent, but she's also very sensible about how she deals with things. She's very fair, but she's also very cunning in a sense. And I feel like that's kind of, this huge journey is like a cycle of you really coming into your power, really knowing your self-worth. I think it's definitely taken some time though, and I feel like there's still a huge part of you that's invested in this situation that just really wasn't good for you. I feel like if people, yes, you should always humble yourself and always be self-aware and always try to improve yourself, but if people are trying to bring you down, if people are trying to like look for something wrong about you, I feel like that says more about them than it does about you. Getting rid of some baggage is kind of the focal point right now. This reading is for Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. I would prefer that you apply your rising sign, but you can apply your sun, moon, Mars, or Venus. I just feel like the rising sign will be the most accurate for you. And yeah, so I have Four of Wands reversed, which is talking about you kind of going back to a place where you felt familiar or comfortable. There's some sense of like, I don't want to say celebration. I don't know. Okay, we'll get there. I feel like Four of Wands is talking about you maybe doing something that's more familiar to you or more comfortable for you. There's a theme of being honest with yourself. So I think that maybe you're coming into like your own sense of awareness, or I feel like maybe you're moving back to your parents. I feel like there's a sense of nostalgia that you're kind of reaching for, or that you're acquiring right now. And then I also have Two of Cups reversed, and this kind of talks about, well, like a tipping scale. I feel like you were invested in something and you put everything you had into it, but Princess of Pentacles reversed is telling me that it didn't work out. And I think that that's something that you're coming to a realization to. I don't think that's something that you want to hear, because I feel like, especially with earth signs, you guys are so dedicated, you guys are so cautious. I feel like when you actually do something, you really map things out and you try to make sure that it is exactly what you want for it to be. So when it doesn't work out or it falls through, I think that's a devastating blow for you. I feel like it is a huge loss, and I feel like you're going through this sense of transformation because something, and I'm kind of feeling like it's more towards a relationship or a friendship, something in this dynamic wasn't working for you, and I feel like you tried everything that you could try, but I feel like they just weren't that invested, or they weren't putting in half of the work that you were putting in. But on a positive note, I do see Knight of Pentacles, which goes back to this Four of Wands dynamic of celebration, because these are both upright. So I feel like you're going through almost like maybe you went through a breakup or a friendship breakup, but then you are getting like some opportunity with like a job, career, education, like you're getting some kind of positivity coming in, or maybe like your bank account's getting fat, I don't know, but I just feel like there is a sense of bittersweet this week or this past month where I feel like a lot of things around you are like huge shifts, and I feel like they felt devastating to you. I feel like they felt like low to your ego, but I also feel like there's other things that are working out at the same time, so it's kind of like really confusing for you because I feel like you're trying to almost in a way grieve something or mourn something, and then you're trying to celebrate something at the same time. But I also feel like it's just really hard for you because you don't always have everything under control. You want everything to be under control at all times, and I think when there's like one missing piece in the grand scheme of things, I feel like you personally just feel like everything else came apart. And I think you have to remind yourself that just because not everything is exactly the way that you envisioned it to be, I don't think that everything is wrong entirely. But again, I do feel like there's some huge disappointments with people around you right now, and I don't think that this is necessarily excuse me, something that's going to hurt you in the long run. I feel like if anything, you're going to really grow from this, and I think you're going to push yourself harder to become more successful in the future. Like there's some sense of upcoming success, or something that you've been working really hard for is about to pay off, but I do feel like right now you just don't see it because you don't feel it. I think you're going through a sense of loss, and instead of being able to look at the future, you've been really just kind of sitting in your feelings. And I want to just also say, like, be gentle with yourself right now. You don't need to push yourself. I feel like Earth signs in general, you guys want to deal with loss or disappointment by like overworking yourself to the point of exhaustion, and you guys just need to relax, especially Virgos this week. Like you guys just need to really take it slow. So yeah, I do believe this magical egg is supposed to help with like negativity and like your dreams coming true and something really ambiguous like that. So that was sitting on this deck for a while, so this is good. It means that things are going to work out. They might not work out in the way that you want them to, but they're going to work out in the long run. And that sounds really annoying because we all want fast results, but yeah. Fire signs. I used rose quartz mainly because I just like rose quartz. I've kind of been going through a phase with that. I haven't even looked at these cards yet. I feel like, so I have Five of Pentacles, and this talks about like anxiety, isolation, fear, worry, and it shows a woman kind of sitting alone, like she's kind of contemplative, she's kind of, I feel apathetic. But I also have Nine of Cups, so this is really interesting to me because I also have Seven of Swords, and I also have the Hermit. But let me get into why this was interesting to me. I feel like you're getting successful about something, or you're getting something that you wanted, but you're not getting it in the way that you wanted it because you weren't really honest about how you went about getting it. And I feel like it's kind of like a bittersweet thing because there's something about this that's making you internally misaligned with yourself. I feel like you weren't entirely truthful about something that you wanted or that you felt, and instead of just kind of owning up to that, I feel like you, I don't want to say like the easy way out, but I do feel like you kind of isolated yourself and just blew it off. On another note though, maybe this isn't you. If you're watching this and you're like, I did nothing wrong, what are you saying? This could be about someone in your life right now. I feel like someone maybe isn't necessarily being honest with you, or you are being really suspicious of something. Like there's something that's bothering your intuition right now, and something's not sitting right with you, and it could be the fact that you did something that you feel like you know is kind of weighing on you, but you don't really know how to go about owning up to it or talking about it. Like maybe you lied on your resume. I don't know, just something, feeling like you received something but maybe not in the way you wanted it. Like maybe you were pushy about something and then you got it. But at the same time, I feel like you could be just waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I don't necessarily want to downplay your intuition, because I do feel like you have a really strong need to kind of run away from something right now. I feel like you could be sabotaging yourself. I feel like maybe things aren't as bad as you thought they were, but maybe you're so suspicious that you're not allowing yourself to enjoy what's going on around you, because this card also really heavily wants you to just appreciate what you have right now. Be able to look around you and feel content, because there is a sense of you feeling like you need more, or like there's a restlessness, or like you're not mentally okay this week. And I feel like it's mainly because you are sorting through things that you don't want anyone else to know about, or you just don't want to talk about it. And I think sometimes when we get discouraged as fire signs, I feel like it's quick or easy for us to kind of recede into ourselves and avoid communication, because sometimes we don't want to face ourselves. Sometimes we're very self-aware. We know when we do something wrong, but we just don't always want to deal with things head on, even though we typically are a very head-on person. So I do feel like you need to take some time to really reevaluate if there's something that you need to say to someone, or maybe you just feel like something is off. Maybe someone around you acts like they have everything together, or maybe you're trying to date someone and they're just acting kind of suspicious, and you don't want to like be paranoid, but your intuition is really just telling you something's off. It's okay to listen to yourself, but you also have to take things with a grain of salt, because you don't want to sabotage yourself just because you're feeling paranoid. And it's very easy for us to psych ourselves out because we're very passionate about what we believe in. So this week I just really think that you need to take things slow. Don't feel like you need to do everything at once. If you feel like you need to have a discussion with someone, maybe have that discussion, because it looks like you are being a bit calculated right now with how you're approaching things. And I think it stems from the fact that you feel uncomfortable, you feel uneasy. So what's making you uncomfortable? Like, you need to work through that, because I don't feel like this is going to work out in your favor if you're not being able to communicate your needs properly. Overall, I just feel like you could be blaming yourself for something that you didn't even do. I feel like maybe you're carrying someone else's guilt and it wasn't really even yours. You're not necessarily the one to blame. Maybe you've just convinced yourself that you are, and that's why you're like receding into yourself and you're going kind of quiet, because you don't really know how to approach the situation. I feel like you're feeling a lot of guilt, and I think it's just really important this week that you determine what is yours and what is someone else's issue, because it's very easy for us to carry someone else's guilt and think that it's ours. Don't know why. So yeah, that was for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for the fire sign reading. But all that I know is that so this reading is for water signs. If you are a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, this reading is for you. Please apply your sun, or please apply your rising sign, but you can apply your sun, moon, Mars, or Venus. So I have Princess of Cups, which shows you being emotionally sound with yourself. I feel like you are being very vulnerable. You're being very open lately. Obviously this isn't very hard for you because you're a water sign.
You also have like a lot of natural energy in your chart, or like an intercepted moon, or like a detriment moon, or
okay, so there's other factors. You also have Judgment upright. So there is a sense of you being able to look around and be aware of what's going on. I don't think that you're the one in this scenario that is not going about things the right way. So I have King of Wands reversed, which indicates that someone in your life could be very hasty right now, very quick to react, very impulsive. And I feel like you're trying to, in a sense, detonate that. Like you're trying to protect yourself from this explosive behavior. I could be like a masculine figure, or just someone that is very masculine or dominant in their surroundings. I don't really know how else to word that. also have the Lovers reversed. So I feel like you're trying to protect or comfort someone from themselves. And I feel like you're trying to kind of put yourself in the way of them and their own bad tendencies, but I don't necessarily feel like this is something that is benefiting you. I feel like the roles in this dynamic are imbalanced, and I feel like you are trying to keep afloat, but there is a sense of you needing to have a discussion with them, you needing to talk to them. I feel like maybe this is you, maybe you're the one that needs to have a discussion with yourself, but I do feel like you're going through a sense of needing to accommodate someone else for their bad behavior, and you don't want to have this conversation with them because you're trying to keep the peace, or you're trying to protect them, or I don't know what you've convinced yourself of that you need to put up with this or endure this, but this isn't necessarily your problem. This is not your issue, and I feel like you're taking it on as your own. So what you need to do is have that conversation with them, or see if they're even aware of the impact of their actions. I feel like if they're not able to correctly see how things are hurting their surroundings or you, I feel like that means that maybe this dynamic just isn't healthy for you. This could even be like a work related scenario. I just feel like this situation isn't necessarily as healthy for you as you wanted it to be, or as you thought it would be. But it's not necessarily going to get any better if you keep silent. You need to be able to hold people accountable. You need to be able to have those conversations with people. At the same token, though, if maybe someone needs to have a conversation with you, or maybe someone needs to discuss things with you, you need to be able to be objective right now. This week is about being objective and being able to have those conversations without getting too emotionally intact, whether it's you or whether it is someone in your life that you're dealing with. I don't necessarily feel like enabling them to continue to be erratic just because you care about them is love. I feel like that's toxic. So you need to figure out what do you want out of the situation. Do you want this to continue? Because I feel like at this point someone is enabling this. So if you've been staying for the whole video and you know there's going to be an announcement, I am doing a Sailor Moon giveaway. I am going to be doing a giveaway, and I did the eyeshadow palette, the Sailor Moon eyeshadow palette. Cute little shades. I'm actually wearing it right now. And I'm also giving away the Moonlight Legends Sailor Moon glitter. I'm also wearing that right now, and I have 2 of the Sailor Moon lip kits. I'm also going to be giving away the Sailor Moon lip kit in Moonlight, and it's going to have both Sailor Moon and Bunhead in it. And then I also have the Daylight, which has Moon Tiara and Usagi in it, individuals. And so there's going to be lots of opportunity for everyone to receive something. Well, not everyone, but there's going to be plenty of opportunities, both lip kits to 1 lucky person, and then I'm going to be giving away the individual ones to 4 other people. So there's a total of like 5 winners. I might even move stuff around. I might even just give away everything individually, which would make like 10 winners. So I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but all you have to do is subscribe to this channel. You have to turn your notification bell all the way on, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and then I will pick a winner in a month, maybe a few weeks, we'll see. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. Just to also show you guys like what it looks like outside of the package, because I have bought my own personal collection for myself. This is the Bunhead. It is a lip blot, so it's more like matte. And then this is the Tiara Moon, which is a gloss, has pretty packaging. This one is Sailor Moon, which is more of a peachy gloss. I guess both kind of peachy. And this is Usagi, which is more of a maroony purple. They're both kind of the same. I mean, this one's more of a mauve dusty one, and this one's more of like a bright one. And then I have the palette. I wasn't able to get the blushes, which I'm sad about, but this is what it looks like. Obviously, this is the one I've been using, not the one that I would give you guys. And then here is the glitter. or subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, and follow me on Twitter. Comment on any of my Instagram photos that you are in the Sailor Moon giveaway, and that's how you will be able to potentially win. And there's going to be a lot of winners, so I would definitely do this because it's a better percentage. It's not just like one winner out of 1,000 people. Overall, that completes my video. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Comment below and tell me if this remotely is accurate or if it wasn't accurate. I don't care. I just want to hear what you thought, how you felt, and I will see you in my next video.